Hi everyone, it's Mrs. C here. Today we're going to solve complex fractions. So what exactly is a complex fraction? This fraction here is an example because it has a fraction in both the numerator and the denominator. In fact, any fraction that has at least one fraction in the numerator, the denominator, or both like this one is called a complex fraction. So let's get into solving it. Now, before we get started, it's important to understand something. The fraction bar isn't just a line separating the numerator from the denominator. It's also a division sign. So we need to divide the fraction in the numerator by the fraction in the denominator. Now this probably looks very familiar to you. It's just a division problem with a mixed number and a fraction. First, we need to convert the mixed number into the improper fraction, negative 5/2. And we'll bring over the divide by negative 3/4. Remember, dividing by a fraction is the same as multiplying by the reciprocal of that fraction. So we'll bring down the first fraction, negative 5/2, and then change the division sign to a multiplication sign and take the reciprocal of the second fraction, resulting in negative 4/3. Before I begin multiplying the numerators and the denominators, I see that I can cross-cancel the 2 and the 4 because they share a common factor of 2. So 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 4 divided by 2 is 2. Now multiplying the numerators, negative 5 times negative 2 is positive 10. And then the denominators, 1 times 3 is 3. The last step is to simplify this improper fraction by dividing 10 by 3. And 3 divides into 10 3 times with 1/3 left over, resulting in a final answer of positive 3 1/3. Now let's challenge ourselves with this complex fraction. This time, the denominator will require a bit more work because we have two fractions to combine before we can divide. Let's simplify this denominator first. We see that this pair of fractions have different denominators, so we need to find a common denominator before we can combine them. I'm going to choose 6 because I know that 3 is a factor of 6, and the equivalent fraction for negative 1/3 with a denominator of 6 is negative 2/6. And then we'll bring over the minus 1/6. In order to subtract 1/6 from negative 2/6, we need to add its opposite, negative 2/6 plus negative 1/6. Now we can add the numerators. Negative 2 plus negative 1 is negative 3, and we keep the denominator the same, resulting in negative 3/6. We're not going to simplify this fraction right now. We're just going to place it back into the denominator of the fraction. Next, we'll rewrite this complex fraction as a division problem like we did before. Positive 14/9 divided by negative 3/6. Now, in order to divide, we need to multiply by the reciprocal of the divisor, or the second fraction. We keep positive 14/9, change the division to multiplication, and take the reciprocal of negative 3/6. Looking at 9 and 6, we see that they share a common factor of 3. So let's cross-cancel them. 9 divided by 3 is 3, and 6 divided by 3 is 2. We multiply the numerators. Positive 14 times negative 2 is negative 28, and then the denominators, 3 times 3 is 9. The last step is to simplify this improper fraction by dividing negative 28 by 9. 9 divides into negative 28 negative 3 times, with 1/9 left over. Let me know if these examples helped you out. I hope so. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep math awesome.